Hey guys, you got Crave here with something quick around a feature in the Change of Domination patch. So when we get to patch 9.1, there'll be a host of new things like Bad Boy Anduin, a new raid, being able to fly in the Shadowlands, etc, etc. In addition, there will be a focus on the Maw and there'll be the benefit of being able to mount in that zone. Now, that's one thing I think that's pretty great given that I don't really like that zone a whole lot. In fact, I hardly do anything there except to go through some stuff that can increase renown and maybe push up Venari rep by a very small amount. Sometimes I don't even bother with the Venari stuff. I also make myself all the more scarce by rarely doing Torghast, so I don't have to, traverse that small piece of the Maw to get to Torghast. So it's a little bit like the amount of excitement I got with Island Expeditions. Roguelites are great. In terms of Torghast, roguelites are great, as I played a few of them, but it feels like such a bother in World of Warcraft, so which really just lessens my time spent in the Maw. Anyway, back on the Maw mounting benefit, this is again something I very much welcome, but I do have three thoughts around the update. The first thing is that being able to use mount should have been available from the start. Now, if Blizzard intended an oppressive environment or an environment where being cautious is important, it just doesn't work in the Maw and it feels more like a chore. If the reason was to extend playtime, which would be a terrible reason, then I wish Blizzard could get more creative or put more meaningful content to accomplish that goal. In terms of being limited in the movement aspect due to the environment or avoiding tougher mobs, Suramar was a slightly better experience. I mean, sure, the Nightborn City got annoying eventually, especially when you were on about the grind quests, but you could mount up and there were more avenues or options to move around. There are other things that can be annoying about the mechanics or the execution or the way the Maw was executed, but a feature that should have been there from the very start, which is being able to mount up, could have just really helped ease those annoyances. Yeah, sure, they loaded Venari with items that help with getting about the Maw, but it still feels like a chore to get things done. Now, I know some people enjoy the way the Maw is handled right now or the way the Maw is executed right now. Cheers to you if you really find it nice or it's a great piece of content for you. It's just that I really don't appreciate it and I think it could have been done better. Now, there are those people who got the Soul Hunter mount and those who put in the time in Torghast Twisted Corridors to obtain the ride that you could, use in the Maw. I really just don't have the interest to go through the corridors just to obtain the mount that I can use in the Maw. Now, the 9.1 update announcement really isn't helping in that regard. I figure I'd continue to minimize the Maw activities I do until the patch drops. Will there be any consequences for that? Now, I don't know. There could be like the consequences of not being able to obtain the essence if you don't do your island expeditions, which again, I never really got the essences I wanted there, or maybe a slower gain in some resource or something to that effect. The point is, as of the moment, being patient just gets you rewarded, and that's fine by me. However, there are those who put in the time to get the Corridor Creeper. I hear it takes about 6 or 8 hours to complete. Now, I don't know, it seems like a lot of trouble for the benefit, or maybe I just can't commit to something that long. Whichever. The point is, people put in the time, and it wouldn't be unheard of that probably some of them got that feeling that they had slogged through Torghast just for the benefit. Again, all the trouble and time invested to find out that you could eventually just get to ride around the Maw without having to go through the twisted corridors. Now, there's two things around that, at least for me, and the first one is that some will probably feel that it was such a waste of time, and the second thing is that it really just minimizes prestige. The first one is that it does seem like such a waste of time if it would be handed out or quote-unquote handed out to everyone eventually. Sure, they got the mount, but part of the benefit was being able to run around the Maw faster. You do get rewards on the way to completing Layer 8, I think, but the main prize's value could just be given out by just simply waiting. Now, the second thing here is the prestige. While a lot of players dislike the idea of special snowflakes running around the game, I really never minded it. When I got into WoW, and I was even late to World of Warcraft, I started in Wrath of the Lich King. I was always impressed by the specific purples, mounts, and titles that couldn't be obtained just simply like that. Whether it was a skill issue or a lack of time that limited me in obtaining these shinies, I was really just fine with it. I feel in a small way for these guys whose the value of what they obtain or the prestige value of what they obtain gets lessened. I mean, I'm not going to cry for them and I don't think it should be worth crying over. But yeah, when these things happen, I do kind of get them. The third thing is more of me just being worried because it's not really surprising that it might happen, but saying mob density might increase in the maw is just an example. I mean, it is possible that Blizzard just realized that it was pointless not to allow mods in the maw, but it also has me thinking that there might be an exchange or something will be put in place of the benefit. I hope it's just that side of me that's being too overly cautious or being open to listening to conspiracy stuff, but Blizzard has shown questionable behavior, and of course, the gaming industry overall has just been known to be more out of touch than it should be. The main point or the main worry here is that in spite of allowing mounts, there might be something that hinders movement around the zone. Again, I could be wrong and I hope I'm wrong, but there really should be no strings attached to this benefit. And yeah, those are my thoughts around the update. Now, I know it's strange that I laser focus around one part of 9.1. I don't know. I think Blizzard could have just simply announced that this was the plan from the very start, even before the launch of Shadowlands, and I think that would have been better. I mean, I don't even own or have the Corridor Creeper on any of my characters, and it just, this video almost feels like I do, but I don't. It's just, when I read the tweet from Wowhead, it's just like, that part really just resonated with me a lot, and I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to get this out there. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.